Beets are easy to grow and nutritious. They're perfect for the home gardener. With the tips in today's video, you will be a beet growing pro. I'm Angela from Growing in the Garden. My garden is in Mesa, Arizona. I want to help you succeed, even if you're gardening in tough conditions. The first tip is to plant them at the right time for your climate. Beets survive a light frost, but they don't like hot, dry conditions. That means in warm or hot summer climates, you need to plant your beets in the fall and grow them through the cooler months into spring. In the low desert, plant beets from mid-September all the way through February. In colder areas, plant beets about a month before your last spring frost and the soil temperatures about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Succession plant as long as daytime temps are below 80 so you have a continuous supply all season long. The second tip, plant different varieties to see which ones you like the best. Early Wonder is a classic red beet variety that matures quickly. Golden beets have a milder, sweeter taste than the more earthy flavor of most beets. Kioja beets are bright red on the outside with a striped red and white inside. They tolerate warm temperatures and are more bolt resistant. Detroit dark red are beautiful with good-sized roots and an excellent storage life. Let's get these beets planted. Plant seeds about 1/4 inch deep, 2 to 3 inches apart. If you're doing square foot gardening, plant 9 to 16 per square. Each seed actually contains several seeds, so after planting, come back in and thin out the extra seedlings. If you're careful, you can replant those seedlings. Beets are one of the few root crops that tolerate transplanting. Plant them young and be gentle with the roots. Handle young transplants carefully and plant at the same spacing. The next tip is to give beets plenty of sunlight, water, and loose, well-draining soil. Although beets prefer cooler temperatures, they grow best with plenty of sunlight. You can plant them in partial shade, but the growth will be slower. The best tasting beets grow quickly with lots of sunlight and water. Don't fertilize. Overly rich soil promotes lots of lush leaves, but much smaller beets. And finally, harvest and enjoy the greens and the beets. Beet greens are delicious and loaded with nutrients. They taste similar to Swiss chard, but a little bit more earthy. Only harvest a few leaves per plant to keep the root developing. Harvest small, extra tender baby beets at any time, or allow them to reach full size, which is usually about 3 or 4 inches. As temperatures climb, it's important to get all of your beets harvested. Beets are biennial, which means they form a flower stalk their second year. As temperatures heat up, they may bolt. That means they form this tall flower stalk that will form flowers and eventually seeds. If it bolts, you missed the harvest window. It's time to let it flower and produce seeds, or pull it and feed it to the chickens. Temperatures are beginning to climb, and I can tell we're getting to the end of the season. I'm starting to see the first signs of powdery mildew on some of these leaves. It's definitely time to get all of these beets harvested. How do you use beets? Let me know your favorite recipes in the comments.